people, and they may not fully understand how to like submit everything that you have to submit through PennDOT. I
Understand.
mean,
But I question whether you're not getting a better price by not using PennDOT.
well, that's, right, so that's what
Right.
I'm wondering too, to be honest with you, yeah.
We, for some of our municipalities, just my 2 cents
Yeah.
on PennDOT, the cost is 1/4% of the winning bidder, minimum charge, I forget what the minimum charge is, the max I think is like 5,000 if you're talking about this monster project. But you still, the way PennDOT was supposedly started out was if you go through PennDOT, you can save your money on advertising. You still have to advertise. You still have to
Yeah,
advertise.
it's just a shorter advertisement, so I mean, you save some, but
Yeah.
the more I'm learning, the more I'm questioning, just because we're such a small municipality, whether or not it necessarily.
The other thing is too, we've been doing projects in Upper Fred now for a long period of time. And as long as we publicly advertise,
Mhm.
I make sure that we send it out to the contractors that we know,
Mhm.
trust, and do a
Right.
good job. They still have to submit their bid, and it's still closed, sealed,
Sure.
envelopes, the whole
Right.
deal.
Right,
But we at least make sure we get it to those smaller
sure,
people that you're talking about. And sometimes we've had bad experience with PennDOT, because some municipalities are convinced, we'll just get the word out there, and we have had problems.
okay,
Not a big fan,
okay.
not a real big fan, just,
Well,
but, and you can be sure, they know exactly what that price structure is. So whatever it is, whatever it amounts to, they're throwing that extra, but, I mean, it's essentially the township that's paying for that. So if you
Yeah.
think the exposure is worth that cost, then it might be an advantage for you. If you don't
For
think
the
it's an
small,
advantage.
for too small, I think.
For the contract price,
No.
I don't see going through PennDOT.
okay,
I really don't.
And if
Okay.
you are a small guy, like, I
Yeah.
definitely agree with what Tracy is saying. If you're going to try to expose yourself to a
And we're not
smaller
doing a
mom and pop kind of
$100,000
thing,
hauling
we're
contract.
really not,
you're
right,
gonna be lucky if they know how to turn the computer on.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah,
You
you've
know,
got performance
but
bids, payment bonds.
Yeah.
There's work that needs to be done doing it that way, and I don't know that you get to simplify it quite as much as you would if you did a conventionally
No.
publicly bid project.
Okay, so it sounds like maybe you guys are okay if we don't use PennDOT at this point for the things we're doing.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think there's a need for it,
Okay.
in my opinion.
So,
We can
and-
take a week to think about it.
Yeah, and that's fine too,
Yeah, no,
sure.
I think
We
it's
can
a-
come back next week and you can give me some more feedback. You know, and, I mean, to Norm's point, you know, we've got the study that we're gonna put out for, the hydrants, the water system in Kirk Crossing. You know, I asked Rick Sachs to give me a list of, you know, firms that he think would be qualified. You know, I've asked Norm, and Norm will probably provide me some, and I've got some. So I suspect we can distribute it out there to a lot of different companies to try to, you know, in addition to advertising it, you know, to make sure that we get a good selection of potential folks to go for it.
I think that makes it more competitive, especially
Yeah.
when you got 8 bids to open.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, all right, well, we can revisit it next week just to see if you guys have any other thoughts. We did submit the grant applications, one for $100,000 for the house for upgrades, one for $70,000 for the playground equipment. I did have someone from the state reach out and ask for some follow-up information, so
That's a good thing.
that's a good sign. So we'll see. I think those are probably some of the big ones. We're still trying to put together a newsletter, so we'll hope to get that out in the next month or so.
Okay.
Okay? So if you guys have anything you want to add, a little blurb from the board.
Okay.
All right? So those are some of the big things for right now.
All right. Well, if that's it, then I'll move on to announcements. Announcements, Parks Board meeting, May 16th, 2022 at 7 PM. Planning Commission meeting scheduled for May 26th at 7 PM. And Township is hiring a seasonal part-time employee to help with Public Works Department. All right. Well, then I will make a motion to adjourn our meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank Thanks for bringing Norm.